Hey guys, Irit here with another process video. Today I'm working in my art journal and this is my first art journal, and I show this in a share video, and I decided to finish this page, and I made this, I don't know, look like I want to say years ago, but probably not years ago, but maybe a year ago, that I just painted this with some neon paint or fluorescent paint. I think this is well, they're very similar. I think this one is by Golden, but I'm not sure. So the thing is that I don't really love working with paint, with acrylic paint, because I have to take care of the brushes, wash the brushes, and yeah, it's just, what can I say? I'm not a fan anymore. I mean, sometimes I like it, but I didn't want to pull it out now. I have to, you have like to, it's just more fussy somehow. And I just wanted to, to really let loose. And I decided to start with a pencil. And somehow I so did not think about what I was doing. I can't tell you. I had so much fun here, and I really just scribbled a lot like a child, and I worked pretty fast. This is only sped up slightly so that it wouldn't be so boring to watch, but I worked really fast, I have to say. Not overthinking things, just, you see, my hand is just running through the page here. So somehow two faces came out, and then I made that with a pencil that you see on the screen. It's a Stabilo pencil that is water soluble, so it will start to activate a little bit when I add water. And then I moved on to crayons, and I'm using a few of them. I think most of them are by a company called what are they called? Marabou. And I think they're made in Germany. They're called Art Crayon, and they're really, really similar to all of these types of crayons. You can use gelatos or distress crayons or whatever you have on hand. It's really, really similar. And yeah, I was just scribbling with them, you can see. And I just made sure that, if I added something to one side of my layout, or in this case to one face, then I added something similar or, almost identical to the other face, just to keep things cohesive. And I used a few crayons, just having fun, and then I decided to add this, I wanted some more pencil work, and instead of going back to the regular pencil that I used, I mean like the graphite pencil, which is the red one, I grabbed my black Stabilo, and you can see that it makes a lot of impact. And I think I also sprayed a little bit of water on this before I went in there with the pencil, so where you see it very black, it's a water-soluble pencil. I will link you to all of these because these are fantastic, the pencils. I discovered them through Mindy Lacefield, and I'm so glad that I did. They're so much fun. And yeah, so the black, it really spreads the pigment when it hits those wet areas. And you'll see also in the close-ups, if you can't already see, how much that adds. Then I decided I'm going to move to colored pencils, and I have there this little container that has some of my favorite colors. It has some Holbein pastels and neon pencils, colored pencils, regular colored pencils. These are not water soluble. These are not like the Stabilo that you see on the screen on the right side, lying on my desk. These are just regular color pencils, and they aren't water soluble, and they actually resist, which makes the next step so much more fun. At this step, what was I looking? I wanted a white pencil, and I was looking for a white pencil. I really wanted some white here, but all I could find was, I found that Faber-Castell pencil that is not that great, and then I found this charcoal pencil, and the problem with it is that it looks fantastic on top of just the paint. In my background, you can see how it looks really great, but there on the background, but it doesn't work so well on the crayons because they change kind of the surface, and I think that pencil just needs a bit more tooth, and the crayons are more like oily and like a bit smoother. So it was giving me some nice texture in the background, but not what I was looking for. So I continued to look for a white pencil, and in the end, the last thing I will add are just scribbles in white paint pen, and that will make the difference. So now I just wanted to add some watercolors, and I grabbed my Jane Davenport palette there, which has also a couple of paints that I added, and I'm going to use actually mostly the ultramarine that I added to that palette, and my ultramarine blue in this palette is from White Nights, and it's gorgeous. But I'm also playing with a little bit of the other watercolors, and it's because I used so many different media already. I have there the crayons, and I have some of them resist the water a bit and some don't, and I have my Stabilo pencils, and I have my coloring pencils. So it's all like this game. Some of them resist the watercolors and some don't, and it was just really fascinating to see how the watercolor behaves on all these different backgrounds. But I had to use watercolors because they are just my precious. I love them. So I was just playing around. This was me having fun, and again trying to make sure if I add something in some area of the layout of my art journal, then I will add it in another area, preferably two more, and just, you know, make sure that it's balanced. So I just grabbed some darker pinks and purples to just add a little bit more definition, and now I'm adding this ultramarine blue to the hair, and because watercolor is transparent and because my background is pink, the paint looks kind of purple because blue and pink create purple. And yeah, that's kind of it. I let everything dry, and then I added all these scribbles in, you know, the important places with a white paint pen by Posca, and also made sure to add that, you know, white light in the eyes. That makes all the difference. And here are some close-ups. I hope you feel inspired to go play in your art journal. Please give this a try. This was so much fun. Thanks for watching. I wish you a lovely day. Bye.